Hey guys, Terry Red here, and in this video we are going to be talking about reflections. Yes, not reflections on your life or your past transgressions. No, we are going to be talking about reflections of our addressable LEDs and of our middle screen or DMD and of our back glass on our TV screen and on our glass. Yes, for some people that is a big annoyance. They really hate having any of that stuff reflecting off the screen. Even on a real pinball cabinet with DMDs, people hate using that or having that. So what they typically use are what's called privacy screen or security screen to help basically stop the reflections from coming down. And it normally works pretty good, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video, as well as another method I'm going to be using that's also kind of common, but I did my own version of it. So I'm just going to show you before I go any further. You can see I actually have privacy screen already on my addressable LEDs. That's why you don't see a big reflection of them down here. So they're doing their job, believe it or not. If I didn't have that on there, you would see that a complete reflection of those all down underneath. But you can see, for example, my middle screen and just barely the back glass in there. So for some people, that's a pain in the butt. So I'm just going to show you the difference of having the privacy screen on each of those, what they look like. It's not cheap if you want to get big stuff like the stuff for the DMDs. I mean, like I know Comet Pinball has that stuff. You know, like you can get like that's basically it right there. A DMD glare eliminator. It's basically just a piece of privacy screen that you use to cover your DMDs. So I'm going to show you. You know, I had a couple of pieces of that to use for my addressable LEDs, and I'll show you how that looks. So here we go. Alright guys, so here you can see the difference now. I have half privacy screen on the left side of the addressable LEDs in the back. I have privacy screen. On the right side I have nothing. It's just the normal plain Jane. And you can see on the right side you can see the normal reflections. That's this right here of the addressable LEDs. And now the reflections on the bottom, now you obviously can't see anything on this side, but on this side you could see the original reflections and then the reflections from the glass coming back down again. On this side you could see it actually works, like it's nothing going on, and obviously it's gonna be a lot brighter on the right side. You know, like it's pretty much max brightness right now, but it works out still fine with the privacy screen on the left there, and yeah, I got a burnt out LED, but I just wanted to show you, yeah, see, you can see how that clearly, it's a huge difference, you know, so it works pretty good, but when you get further down, you can really see the difference, right? So it's pretty neat how that stuff works, and a lot of people use that on their normal DMD screens, or their real DMD, I should say, which is basically the equivalent of, you know, all these LEDs. You know, you got either plasma dots or you got LED dots, you know, so that's why the privacy screen works really well, because those are super bright. But on an LCD screen, well, I'm going to show you basically how that looks as well. That's the next thing I'm going to be doing here. So here we go. Okay, guys. So here's a really good example of how effective the privacy screen can be. So I'm running, you know, Retro Flare BAM with my PUP DMD, full DMD 16:9 option running on my full screen in the middle there, and you can see, look at that. It's like totally, completely, you know, removing it from the reflections on the glass in the TV. Like it absolutely works. Like coming from a different angle, you can see it. You know, it does its job. Like it really does. But so you can see there's a small piece I have there, and there's the rest of the screen. The problem is this stuff really dims out the screen a lot, and too much for my personal taste. Like I really don't like it. Doesn't come across on the camera as much, but if you were to have this whole screen covered up with that same stuff, it really does dim it out. Now some people may be fine with that, but it's really dim. And I mean, I've got the brightness on this TV like, you know, cranked, you know, and it's a pretty colorful, bright TV. So that's something that you'd have to really consider, because if you were to buy this type of security screen, normally it would be like, you know, for a wide screen. And let's say this is a 19-inch, so you get like maybe a 21-inch or 22-inch, whatever it comes in. And if you were to try to put it up, like, you know, like normal orientation like this, it would not work. It would absolutely not work because of the way it's polarized. So you would have to take that screen and put it vertical. And that's the only way it's going to work. And that's what this piece is doing right now. And I'm going to show you, you know, the difference after, because when you use it for like the pieces I have for the addressable LEDs, that's exactly what they are. They're vertical screens cut into smaller strips, which I'm using down there. So I'm just going to take a moment. I can show you the difference when I rotate it here. Let's see if I can do this gracefully. Alright, so I've just rotated it now, and you can see the screen's all back again. And if you were to buy that, again, it's not cheap. It's pretty costly stuff, guys. And it really does dim it out quite a bit. Again, much more in real life than it shows on the camera. The camera makes everything much more brighter. So that's just something that you guys should consider if you want to try using this stuff. For me personally, I'm going to be using another method, which I'm going to show right now. Okay, guys. So yeah, here's my solution. Yeah, you may be saying, what in the living sheep shit you got going on there, Terry Red? Yeah, so basically, a lot of the companies will sell those metal plates that people put under their grill that will basically block out the DMD being reflected down onto the screen. And I didn't have one handy, and quite frankly, I needed something that was going to block out this much bigger 16:9 middle DMD, and I also wanted something that would also get rid of take care of the back glass as well, and also my flashers that I have in my speakers there. I got my 4 speaker holes there. I got the flashers in there. So basically, I basically came up with this ridiculous contraption, which is not a permanent fixture, guys. It is something I could just place on top anytime I want and take it off anytime I want, and it's just basically there from my point of view. Like when I'm playing here, like this is me playing right now. Okay, so if you're playing here, actually, let me get out of a table here. Let's just get the DOF going. There we go. All right, so there you can see no middle DMD, no back glass on there at all. So it's doing its job really well. It's not meant for, to be super pretty looking or anything like that, because obviously you got this kind of weird, goofy looking thing up there, but it does its job. Like, it really works really well. Like, you do not see anything from the back box, and you barely see the addressable LEDs because of the security screen that I put on there. So, I mean, it works out really good. And when you got the lights off, you don't even see this middle piece at all. You just see the table, the lights, the screens like you normally would, from the proper angle and everything. So it works out really well. So I'm just going to kind of show the difference between some of these games with that on there and some of them with it off, and just so you guys can see the difference.
Any and all entertainments and diversions.
It was a coup. It was impressive.
Only 3 others share this secret. Our friends, the Sorceress, Man-at-Arms, and Orko. Together we defend Castle Grayskull. Stop him, you
Hey Google, pinball volume 80.
Setting pinball volume to 80.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff. You can either ignore it or you can help me to stop it. Hey, Lonnie, get your ass away from me.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the horror-thon.
Stop it now. Stop it.
I've got a shark cage. You go inside the cage. Cage goes in the water. You go in the water. Sharks in it.